What's going on, guys? My name is Drew and welcome to episode 2 of this FM21 series here in Germany at Stuttgart. Since that last episode where we played the first round of the German Cup, which was a comfortable win for us against Mainz-Sargen, which we obviously expected to get, we've had a really decent start to the season. As you can see, 2 6-1 and 6-0 wins over both Freiburg and Mainz. Now, bear in mind that this team is expected to avoid relegation this season. That's not a bad start. Now, I know obviously we've only played 4 games of the season and there's still a long way to go, but I'm pretty hopeful for the rest of the season that we might survive and potentially do better than survival. But we'll obviously have to see how we get on. I'm sure FM at some point will FM us, as fellow FM players will have experience before. So yeah, we started pretty well with that 6-1 win over Freiburg. 2 goals from Gonzalez, 2 goals from Kaladzic as well. Dindavi and Karazor gave us that 6-1 win over Freiburg. Now, you could say they did get a player sent off after 45 minutes, which probably made a difference, but still, we dominated that game pretty well. And then obviously we followed it up with a demolition of Mainz as well, away from home. This time it was 5 goals from Kaladzic, and Silas Wamangituka got another goal as well. I'm really going to have to work on these names. I think I've pulled it off quite well there, but I've given myself a team with some complicated names to say, so we might have to start nicknaming some of them so that I can pronounce them easily. Maybe using their first names. Sasa and Silas might be a good start for us. We obviously got brought back down to earth, as we would expect to, against a bigger team like Bayer Leverkusen. We got dominated in that game 3-0. To be fair, they didn't score their goals until 57 minutes. Leon Bailey scored, and then a couple of goals towards the end when we obviously pushed forward to try and get an equaliser. But yeah, we were very much brought back down to earth with a bang on that one. And then we've just played Hertha Berlin and won that one comfortably 3-1. Again, they had a player sent off, but this time it was on 87 minutes. We've managed to score quite early on through Tommy on 7 minutes. Lincoln, I'll go into that in a minute, on 74 minutes. And then Gadoui, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Al Gadoui, who's like our 3rd or 4th choice striker. He came on and scored a penalty on the 87th minute. So we're riding quite high in the league at the moment. If we look at the competitions, like I say, we're only 4 games in, but we're currently 3 wins and 1 loss. Augsburg are at the top with 3 wins and a draw, but it's obviously very tight. You know, we've got Bayern Munich in there, as you'd expect. Dortmund are down in 9th, and Leverkusen are in 4th. But obviously this is a tough league, and like I say, I'm not getting too carried away, although right at the start of this recording I was getting pretty carried away with how we've started. I wasn't expecting us to have won those couple of games so convincingly. So I mentioned one of the goal scorers was Lincoln. So basically, I didn't realise the transfer window in Germany closed quite so quickly as it did. And basically, guys, I panicked. And I knew that there were positions that we needed to fill in the team. I knew one of them was potentially a striker, because I was worried that we would lose Gonzalez. And I was not quite sure about the other 2 strikers either. So I went in for a striker and got Lincoln, who I'm sure a lot of Football Manager players will be will recognise. 19-year-old Brazilian, got him on loan from Flamengo. Decent player. Current abilities obviously 3.5 stars. Potential to be more. We got him on loan. He's already scored 1 goal in his first appearance. Hopefully he can be our backup potentially for Gonzalez and Kaladzic as well, as Kaladzic has started pretty well, but it means we've got some decent strength and depth. We have been playing 2 up top as well, as you can see from the formation in terms of the when we were looking through the schedule just now. So we do need a few sort of strikers that we can call upon if we need them, should we get any injuries to those sort of top players. But yeah, I think Lincoln can really do a job for us this season. Obviously, he started pretty well. The other player we've brought in is Emmanuel Vignato. I think, again, that's how you pronounce his name. He's on loan from Bologna. We needed a right winger because, as mentioned at the start and in that sort of first episode, the intro episode, we really only had Wamangituka that could play as our right winger. So we brought this guy in. Current ability 3-star, potential ability to be more, but again, we've brought him in to be a backup for Wamangituka, and he looks a decent player. He's not somebody I've had on Football Manager before, but I know he's pretty decent from watching other people's Football Manager saves. So again, hopefully he can do a job for us as a backup. Yeah, like I say, I panicked. I didn't realise the transfer window was so short, but I knew realistically, given the transfer budget that we had, that I could realistically only bring in loan players. In terms of our finances then, so we've got a transfer budget remaining of 924k. We took a little bit of a hit in the wages just because with those two players we've had to pay 100% of their wages to bring them in. I tried to find players which had quite low wages so we didn't have to pay too much out, given that we were pretty close to our wage budget already, and obviously we haven't managed to sell on the likes of Badstuber, etc., which we were hoping to do and would have made a massive difference to our wage budget if we'd done it. But we're currently spending 466,000. We've got a budget of 474,000, so there's a bit of leeway there if we did need to do any more business in January. So let's get into our live com of the episode then against Cologne. Right guys, so this is the team we're going to go with today against Cologne. So we've got Kobel in goal, Stenzel, Anton, Mavropanos and Sosa as our back four. Mangala just playing in front of them. Wamangituka and Tommy on our wings with Dindavi and Lincoln and Kaladzic up front. Currently Gonzalez is injured. Don't think he's too far away. No, he's only 1 day away by the looks of it, so he'll miss out today. But hopefully we'll carry on with how we've been performing so far this season and get another win today against Cologne. I want you to pick up where you left off last time. I think that's very appropriate, and we've motivated 3 of the players. The rest are quite composed by the looks of it. So I have switched back to 2D just because I am a 2D player, I'm afraid. I did like the 3D to start with, but I do find with the 2D pitch view that you can kind of see what's going on. You can kind of see if you're struggling in certain positions or in certain areas. So yeah, apologies, I have switched back to 2D. I'm quite curious to know how you guys play. Do you play in 2D or 3D? Please let me know in the comments. But this game's kicked off and not much has happened so far. Although Lincoln's through, it's a good save. They've still got Timo Horn, haven't they? Yeah, decent goalkeeper. Kaladzic, straight to Timo Horn. So 2 attempts for us so far. Not a bad start. Silas plays in Dindavi in loads of space. And again, Timo Horn keeping Cologne in this at the moment. We should be out of sight. As another shot goes straight to the goalkeeper. If we could put it either side of the goalkeeper, that would really help. We're quite quickly approaching half time here. 8 shots for us, 7 on target. Nothing so far for Cologne. Hopefully it's not going to be one of those games where we get FM'd and Cologne score with their first shot. Stenzel now puts a great ball in. Dindavi scores. Does it count? It does. I think the other guy was offside, but luckily he stopped and Dindavi ran through. Yeah, and put it past Horn at last. 1-0, just before half-time. There we go, half-time, 1-0. I'm pretty excited, guys, because this is a game that I thought we might struggle in. So far, we're doing pretty well, 1-0 up. They've only had 1 shot. Expected goals, 0.86. So we're on track. 9 shots, 8 on target. Giving up a bit of possession, but the more important thing is that 1-0 lead that we've got at the moment. And I think it puts us top of the league at the moment. Tommy with the corner. Good ball in. And Anton scores. That's his first goal of the season. Scored from a corner. Just after half time as well. leapt like a salmon over the defence. He had 3 people around him as well. Somehow he managed to get his header in. Duda now. Jacobson. I think it was offside. Yeah, Thielman was offside. That's their first real attempt. They almost scored. Mavropanos now with a free kick. Kalasic is trying to come in. I think there was a bit of a mix-up between the defender and the goalkeeper. Eventually the defender kicked it out. And again, I think that was Anton going for goal. Tommy now. Dindavi. Kalasic. Again, Timo Horn. Good save. Anton does well. Gets back so well. Stencil tidies it up. 60 minutes on the clock. This is normally where I like to make a change. Let's have a look at how we're doing. Fitness wise, not too bad. I'm conscious Waman Gituka was injured recently. I think it said his fitness was lacking, so maybe we bring on Vignato for his debut, or maybe Massimo actually. Looks like we can put him on. We'll also take off Mangalo, who's not having the best of games. We'll stick on Karazor. Back to it then, still leading 2-0 and still top of the table at the moment, albeit we have played a game more than the rest of the top 4. What a clearance that is from Coble to Massimo. Dindavi's now in. What a goal that is. Straight from the goalkeeper's kick. 14 shots for us, 12 on target. Look at this kick from the goalkeeper. Straight to Massimo. He plays in Dindavi. What a counter-attack. The players were still getting back, I think, from Cologne. And we're 3-0 up as we approach 70 minutes. I've had to switch the team around due to some fitness and injury issues. Stencil with the throw-in. Vignato can't get on the end of it. And that's the end of the game. Comfortable win again for us. 3-0. 16 shots, 13 on target. And XG, so expected goals, of 1.65. Possession doesn't really matter. It's the scoreline at the top, and that's another win. I'll say well done to the lads because it was another great victory. Again, we're only expected to get survival this season, so avoid relegation is what they're expecting. But currently, after 5 games, we're on 12 points, which isn't to be sniffed at. I know it's obviously there's a long way to go, and as mentioned, FM will probably screw us over at some point, but I'll take that. So that will complete a decent episode 2 of this FM21 save. Again, I'll play through now until probably the Bayern game on the 28th of November. That's going to be probably our second big test of the season. Obviously, we've played Leverkusen, lost to them, but we're at home against Bayern, and I fancy our chances given the start we've made, but we'll see how we get on in these next few games. But yeah, episode 3 will be at home against Bayern Munich. Please make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode.